Good evening, everyone. I am here to talk to you about Bookshare. Why TTS or text to speech? Text to speech is a type of assistive technology that reads digital text aloud. It's sometimes called read aloud technology. With a click of a button or the touch of a finger, TTS can take words on a computer or other digital device and convert them into audio. TTS is very helpful for kids who struggle with reading, but it can also help kids with writing and editing and even focusing. How text to speech works. Text to speech works with nearly every personal digital device, including computers, smartphones, and tablets. All kinds of text files can be read aloud, including words and pages and documents. Even online web pages can be read aloud. The voice in text to speech is computer generated, and reading speed can usually be sped up or slowed down. Voice quality varies, but some voices sound human. There are even computer generated voices that sound like children speaking. Many TTS tools highlight words as they are read aloud. This allows kids to see text and hear it at the same time. How text to speech can help your child. Print materials in the classroom, like books and handouts, can create obstacles for students with reading issues. That's because some kids struggle with decoding and understanding printed words on a page. Using digital text with TTS helps remove those barriers. Did you know that your child may be eligible for free digital text to speech books? And since text to speech lets kids both see and hear text when reading, it creates a multi-sensory reading experience. Researchers have found that the combination of seeing and hearing text when reading improves word recognition, increases the ability to pay attention and remember information while reading, allows kids to focus on comprehension instead of sounding out words, increases kids' staying power for reading assignments, and helps kids recognize and fix errors in their own writing. Students with learning disabilities. A person with a learning disability, such as dyslexia, qualifies for Bookshare as long as a competent authority confirms that the learning disability significantly interferes with reading. Examples of competent authorities include a special education teacher, learning disability, dyslexia, or resource specialist, school psychologists, clinical psychologists with a background in learning disabilities, family doctor, psychiatrist, and a neurologist. Low vision or blindness. A person who is blind or has low vision and who is unable to read standard print qualifies for Bookshare as long as a competent authority confirms that the person is legally blind or has a significant problem accessing text. An example of a competent authority is teacher of the visually blind, a special education teacher, a family doctor, an ophthalmologist, an optometrist, and the National Library Signs for the Blind and Physically Handicapped, or similar government body outside of the United States. If a scholar has a physical disability, a person with a physical disability who is unable to read standard print qualifies for Bookshare as long as a competent authority confirms that the physical disability significantly interferes with the reading. An example of the authority could be a resource specialist, a special education teacher, a physical therapist, or a family doctor or other medical professional. So, who doesn't qualify for Bookshare? People with disabilities such as autism, intellectual disabilities, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, hearing loss, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, and people whose first language is not English do not qualify on these criteria alone under the laws and agreements that determine Bookshare eligibility. However, it is quite possible that a person with one or more of these disabilities could still qualify for Bookshare because of an accompanying print disability. For example, a person who is both deaf and blind, or who has ADHD and significant dyslexia could qualify. So, the rationale behind Bookshare. People with reading barriers face numerous challenges. According to the World Health Organization, an estimated 285 million people worldwide are visually impaired, 90% of whom live in developing countries. An even higher number of people have dyslexia or language-based learning disability that makes it difficult or impossible to read printed text. UNESCO has reported that if all students in low-income countries left school with basic reading skills, 171 million people could be lifted out of poverty, equivalent to a 12% cut in world poverty. So what is Bookshare? Bookshare is an ebook library that makes reading easier. Members can access a large collection of ebooks and read their way with the most customizable ebook for people with reading barriers. So, how many titles can you find in Bookshare? The library has 753,574 titles and is the most extensive collection of accessible ebooks in the world. It includes books for school, career, and reading pleasure, as well as titles in over 34 languages. The collection is supported by a dedicated volunteer community and partnerships with over 820 US and international publishers. Copyright laws. Bookshare operates in the United States under a copyright exemption. The Shafi Amendment, which grants non-profit organizations the ability to make books available to people with print disabilities without publisher permission. Bookshare receives publisher permissions to provide books to members outside of the United States. Funding. Thanks to funding from the U.S. Department of Education, Office of Special Education Programs, Bookshare is free to all qualified U.S. students and schools. Qualified individuals who are not students pay a nominal annual fee for their membership, including reduced fees in some countries outside of the United States. Supporters. Bookshare thanks both current and past supporters, large and small, for their role in helping to provide significantly greater access to books and other reading materials for people with print disabilities. Special acknowledgement goes to these major supporters of Bookshare: the U.S. Department of Education, the Office of Special Education Programs, Bernard A. Newcomb Fund at the Silicon Valley Community Foundation, Lavelle Fund for the Blind, Skoll Foundation, Microsoft Corporation, the Omidyar Network, Oak Foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and the MATA, the Qatar Assistive Technology Center. So in order to get started, you have to choose a membership. There are organizational memberships and there are individual memberships. My son actually has an individual membership because he's now 26 and out of school. But the organizational membership is the one that we're going to use for the school. You can access books on behalf of members or students of your organization in the school. And we got to submit a Bookshare organizational agreement. So let's get started. Remember, utilizing Bookshare is painless. Thank you.